Hey user, I'll be I'm a mild depressive, mild depressive, mild depressive, depressive, depressive God, depressive, of God, mild depressive. The praise of the people, the praise of the anyway. Whoops, what have I done? Rich man, multi-millionaire. I need 200k US to buy a house to live, say 20 years. I'm 40. I turned 40 in May 11th. So it's my 40th this year, and I've got a benefit for life, so I've got an income for life. I just need 200k US for a house. $200k US. Woohoo! I'll turn the TV back on. As you can see, I'm quite soaked at the moment. Hang on, can you see? No, you can't really see. There you go. That's a bit of a good look. I'm quite wet. So I have to go outside to smoke. If I had a house, I'd probably give up smoking, but I'd at least be able to smoke inside before I gave up. Mild depressive, mild depressive, mild depressive, boring. I watched Ready Player One the other day. That's like, I've driven the DeLorean in my dreams. I've used the Matrix. I've driven the DeLorean, taking it up to 90. Let's see if this bastards can do 90. Let's see if you bastards can do 90. $88 miles per hour. Ah, it works. It works. Help me, Mackie. Mackie. Erica, will you be my girlfriend, Erica? Erica, be my Erica. Yep, I'm poor. I'm poor. Help, 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 I'm poor. Power. Power. Max powers. Max powers. Max powers. No one really watches these videos, but they will in the future when I'm famous. I'll get heaps of views. Heaps of hate. Oh well. Should should have known me when I wasn't famous. Should have helped me when I wasn't famous, and then you'd be famous too. Imagine if, yeah. I wanna be famous. Gonna kill somebody important. Gonna kill somebody important. Gonna kill somebody important. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous. Everything new here, basically. Haven't got really fast internet though. Need my own internet connection. But I think it's going to cost like $300 to get installed or something. So I'm sort of holding it off. Holding it off until I can afford it. I've got internet, but like it's only going at 300 kbps upload. That's pretty low quality, even if it is 640 by 480. It's still quite low quality, you know. I was doing like 10,000 kbps on when I had fibre. Full HD. Oh well. This is what you get. At least I can stream. I guess at least I can stream. I didn't realise I could stream for a long time. I thought the internet would be too slow, but I can get away with it just. Can just get away with it. Gonna kill somebody important. Gonna kill somebody. I'll see if I can get my stream up on the TV, eh? See if I can get my stream up on the TV. Does not look like it's going to come up. I'll see if I can do this. This is what it says. That's what it is. I'll see if I can link my YouTube, my cell phone to the YouTube app. Great, it's through the same. Oh, that worked.
No time to tell us about the latest activity.
So I've got my got my cell phone linked to my TV now. Cool. Yes, I got it. So I should be able to see myself. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Doesn't look like it's gonna work. That was casting from my... Oh, there we go. Stop loading. Maybe it's gonna work. You gonna work? There we go, it's working. Woohoo! It's pretty laggy. Hopefully if we have fibre it'll be able to work. That was casting from my... Oh, there we go. There we go, it's working. Working, yay. I'll see if I can swap back to that. So now I'm watching myself. Pretty cool. Got my stream up on the screen. It seems to be holding, seems to be working. See if I can swap back to... So now I'm watching myself. Pretty cool, but got my stream up on the screen. It seems to be holding, seems to be working. So I've got my stream up on the TV, eh? And I managed to cast from my phone. So my phone's casting to my TV as well as streaming the video. There we go, I'm walking around. Can you see me? Keeps cutting out, but hey, seems to be right on the TV. Stream up on the TV, eh? I managed to cast from my phone. There's me walking around. There we go, I'm walking around. See me? Right on TV. How do you like them apples? So I can view my stream on my TV. Easy. Cool, eh? All on an $80 phone. That's so cheap. I mean, honestly, everyone's going to be streaming soon, you know? When you get like $20 phones or something that are the equivalent to this sort of phone, you know? $20 phone, and it's like, that's only 2-3 years away. A $20 phone will be the equivalent to this. All on an $80 phone. That's so cheap. Honestly, everyone's going to be streaming soon, you know. When you get like $20 phones or something that are the equivalent to this sort of phone, you know, $20 phone, and it's like, that's 2-3 years away. $20 phone would be the equivalent to this. Yeah, I need to improve my life anyway. I'm doing okay. I've definitely got improved since I was living in the garage, you know. Honestly, but I need to give up smoking. That would free up some money, and if I could own my own house, then that would just park up there for the rest of my life. Maybe pick up some part-time work, or just stream YouTube videos more often and make money that way. Make like enough for part-time work or something, make $100 a week or something. But everyone's doing it now. There's a lot of competition. But if you keep making them, if you do daily videos, you know, then people will come back. Anyway, I'm doing okay. I've definitely got improved since I was living in the garage, you know. Honestly, but I need to give up smoking. That would free up some money, and if I could own my own house, then that would just park up there for the rest of my life. Maybe pick up some part-time work. The stream keeps going offline. I'll stop the TV for now. Anyway, I'll stop casting to the TV. So let's do that. I'll stop casting to the TV.
But if you keep making them, if you do daily videos, you know, then people will come back.
Here we go.
What was needed. And at the end of that 7 months, the mission president came to Shannon and I, and he said, you know, would you guys please bring back some more young people just like you? They were impressed with what we had accomplished. They loved the work Gleam Ministry was doing here. As I remember, during the 2-week summer program we had, 23 people in the sun, we found over 10,000.
Can't wait till we get fibre. That'll be able to handle it easy.
Over the years has purchased needed clothing, shoes, toothbrushes, and other items for orphans across the country. And on this trip again, we were helping orphan children. We took the kids from the orphanage with literacy to a local shopping mall and helped them purchase a couple $1,000s worth of needed clothing and shoes. It was Christmas come early. And of course, Lorenzo was there handing out spiritual books.
Let's have a look. Let's read this book. A better world. Hope for all. Let's see what this says. Okay. A diverse group of churches throughout New Zealand has come together to give this booklet to every home at Easter. Tells some remarkable stories from our nation's early bicultural past and highlights the message that is still changing hearts and lives two centuries later, and it's the story of hope. Ever since Jesus came, his teachings have been transforming our world in more ways than we can possibly imagine. In this fourth Hope for All booklet, we begin to look at some of our Kiwi values and how they are actually different from those of most people in the past. Education, even for the poor, a culture without slavery. We then consider the Jewish Christian way of thinking that establishes these values in our culture. We live in an amazing society and time in history. We hope these stories inspire hope and even a little faith. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Stories of hope from then and now, celebrating 200 years of the Christian message in Aotearoa. In 1814, Chief Ruatara invited the Rev. Samuel Marsden to establish a settlement near his pa at Ohi Bay in the Bay of Islands. One of the first things the missionary did was establish a school. It's difficult for us today to comprehend how radical that was at the time. The famous anti-slavery campaigner William Wilberforce recommended that Thomas and Jane Kendall be sent as missionaries to help the work in the Australia-Pacific region. Once in New Zealand, they turned the Maori language into a written form and opened the first schoolhouse in New Zealand in 1816. The Kendall School started with 33 students between the ages of 7 and 20, and peaked a year later with 70 students. It included both boys and girls, Maori and Pākehā, and taught in both English and Te Reo Maori. The spread of this education throughout New Zealand is revealed in missionaries' reports from the 1820s, which tell of finding Maori in various parts of the country who were teaching each other to read and write. Those bringing this education had just stepped out of England, where hundreds of thousands of Africans were still in slavery. Most societies in Europe had no regard for any foreign natives, their culture or their languages. So why did the missionaries, many are unaware that had Jesus not lived, there is little to suggest that the idea of education for all the world would have ever come about. The power of education to form a life, exploring things we take for granted. Whoever thought of educating the poor? While today we assume that access to education is a fundamental right, prior to Christianity it was only ever for the elite. Following the time of Jesus and his teaching, it dawned upon many that even the poor deserved an opportunity to read the Bible for themselves. Only then could they make informed decisions and choose what to believe for themselves. An early attempt at education for all took place when a French king named Charles Magny employed a man named Alcuin, 1735 to 1804, to educate the people of his empire so that they could read the Bible. But after the king's death, the effort came to a stop. In the centuries that followed, rules were passed that forbade common people even having or reading a Bible for themselves, and something happened that had a global impact. In 1517, 500 years ago, a German professor and monk named Martin Luther protested against the corruption and control of the religious establishment. He wrote down 95 things being taught that were not in the Bible. He then physically nailed these to the door in All Saints Church in Wittenberg on 31st October 1517. When he refused to renounce what he had written, he was excommunicated from the church and labelled an outlaw. This began what was known as the Protestant Reformation, protesting the corruption of the church while standing for the rights of the people to read the Bible and think for themselves. But how can you read a Bible if you don't know how to read? Shortly afterwards, John Calvin, 1509, 1564, who had the same kind of convictions, began to apply them. From then onwards, wherever Christianity went, the idea of education for everyone went also. Slavery is wrong. Jesus the humanitarian. Slavery returns. Slavery in New Zealand. Understanding our treaty. Slavery among Maori. Jesus said a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son belongs to it forever. So if the son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Rescuing children from slavery. Why Christianity brings a unique hope to a suffering world. Unfortunately, slavery is still very much a reality in today's world. An estimated 40 million people live in modern slavery today. Approximately 49% are enslaved for labour, 12% for sex, and 38% in forced marriages. 71% of slavery victims are women and girls. 25% of slaves today are children under the age of 18. What we believe and think defines what we allow ourselves to do. Due to population growth, there are now more slaves than ever. More than ever, there is a need for ways of thinking to be promoted that can bring and sustain positive change. Christianity explains why people. Christianity gives us the needed definition of the words right and wrong. Concept of moral obligation is unintelligible apart from the idea of God. The words remain, but the meaning is gone. Christianity gives us a basis for believing change is possible. So what do you choose? The message of hope in a nutshell. The Christian message is that a good God does exist. He loves us despite our wrongs and failings. He has created a way for us to be forgiven and restored through Jesus, and has a mission for us to serve. God wants us to know Him. The question is, will we choose to respond in faith? There is an optional prayer on the next page. A personal prayer. Some options for you. Take the 10-day challenge. Would you like to understand the Christian faith better? Find 10 short videos for 10 days of reflection, plus faith, Q&A, people stories and more of 10daychallenge.co.nz, or download the Why Jesus 10-Day Challenge app at the App Store. Visit a church, see videos of people's stories online, hear regular stories of hope at facebook.com/hopeprojectnz, where a gentle conversation about Easter spirituality and hope takes place. Request a hard copy of the New Testament, which is all about Jesus, His teachings and letters His disciples wrote to others in approximately 60 years after Jesus. Email admin@hopeproject.co.nz to post to Hope Project, or post to Hope Project, PO Box 6078, Brookfield, Tauranga 3146. Well, that wasn't very good. all about slavery. I need a selfie stick now for my camera, for my phone. Selfie stick would be quite good. So I can walk around, because it's kind of, I have to hold the phone kind of awkwardly. It'd be cool if it was a selfie stick. Anyway, I'm going to go have another smoke. That was a 40-minute video. I'll see if there's any comments first, see if there's any new comments. See if we've got any new comments. Just loading now. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Oh, it's really coming down out there. What's the time? 4 o'clock. Black Star Killer. Hey, Black Star Killer.